Ronald Mcnair is sadly known mostly because he was a passenger on the Challenger. Let's see if we can change that, because he was so much more. He was a father, a husband, a saxophonist, and an astronaut. Let's honor a Voyager, one who is truly inspiring. Ronald Mcnair. Born October 21, 1950 in Lake City, South Carolina. As a hardworking and incredibly smart child, he would earn the nickname Gizmo. When he was 9 years old, he went to a segregated library to check out science books that were harder to find. At this time, libraries were even segregated. The librarian refused to check out a book to him and called the cops. Thankfully, the cops checked the books out for him, and he was allowed to go on his way. More on the library later. He stood out in high school at everything he did, academics and athletics. Mcnair graduated as valedictorian of the class of 1967, earning a scholarship to attend North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. He graduated with a degree in physics. He was hired as a research fellow at MIT and would earn his doctorate in physics. Out of college, he would land a job at the Hughes Research Laboratories in Malibu, California. Mcnair worked with lasers for isotope separation and conducted research on electro-optic modulation for satellite space communications. Please, don't ask me what that is. The microwave still confuses me. While working as a physicist at Hughes Research Laboratories, Mcnair learned that NASA was looking for scientists to join its shuttle program. He would apply to fulfill a lifelong dream. Of the 11,000 applicants, Mcnair was one of 35 selected in January 1978, and he completed his training and evaluation period the following August. He would eventually become the second African American in space, and Mcnair would launch on Challenger for the STS-41B mission on February 3, 1984. As a mission specialist, Mcnair operated Challenger's robotic arm to help astronaut Bruce McCandless conduct his historic untethered spacewalk. Sadly, Ronald Mcnair would lose his life on the same shuttle, the Challenger. The flight was receiving a fair amount of attention because it would be the first flight to put a civilian in space, teacher Krista McAuliffe. Despite this, the mission was still a heavy scientific research flight. Mcnair was supposed to oversee the launch of the Tracking and Data Relay Satellite, a communications satellite.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
1 minute, 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles. Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction.
Sadly, we would learn over the years after the disaster that it was complete arrogance that caused the crash. It was too cold, and the solid rocket boosters were not designed for the colder than usual climate at the Cape that day. If you want to know more about the Challenger disaster, there is a wonderful documentary on Netflix about it. Although his life was cut short, Ronald Mcnair was a true Voyager. He was just 35 years old. Oh, and that library that refused to check out those books to him and call the cops? It's now the Ronald Mcnair Library. We thank you for watching.